friends, Jave Danielle here. Now it is the holiday season, which means that we're gonna do holiday baking. So we obviously have to use peppermint, and I have ingredients today that I'm going to put inside of a cookie cake. Now I love my cookie cake recipe. I use my Blondie base. I've used it for years. It always comes out delicious. But in the month of December, I have to switch it up a little bit and make sure that I add in peppermint. Now, I'm gonna start off by using some dark chocolate peppermint bark by Ghirardelli. Really good stuff, love it. I've chopped it up already. And then I'm also going to add in some peppermint chips from Trader Joe's. These are super cute, super easy, and they taste delicious. I have chosen not to use a peppermint extract because I think it's just a little too strong, and I'm still going for a strong Blondie, like butterscotch vanilla base versus a peppermint base. Yep. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna start off by creaming our butter and sugar together. As always, if you are looking for the recipe, it is on takingaBiteOutOfHistory.com. There will be a QR code all the way at the end of the video, so stay tuned, watch all the way through, and then you'll get a QR code where you can scan it and it will take you directly to the recipe. Okay? So here's my sugar. For my Blondie base, I am using brown butter. You guys know that I swear by this stuff. It makes everything more delicious. It adds a little bit of a nutty flavor, but mostly just a rich presence in all of your bakes. So I'm gonna add this in. It is still very warm, so I'm gonna let this whip for a little while to help cool it down. Vanilla extract. Use about 2 teaspoons or so. Add in 2 eggs. Now I'm gonna go straight in with the salt and baking powder and the flour. I told you about the other 2 chocolates that we would be using, the peppermint chips and the dark chocolate peppermint bark. But I do add in some semi-sweet chocolate. I would use this at any point in time of the year. I just think that this makes it taste more like a chocolate chip cookie, and this is also what I use in my brown butter chocolate chip cookies, which is also on my website. So you can check out that recipe there, but that's good old standard chocolate, and now we'll add that into this cookie dough batter. Now, in order to get a cookie cake, it needs to be in some sort of cake pan. I don't know what size this is. I think this is a 9-inch diameter, whatever you want to call it. It's a springform pan. It'll make it easy to release. I've also lined it with parchment paper. So we're good to go there. Use what you have in your home. My oven is set on 350 fan, and this will need some time to cook because it's a pretty deep pie or cookie cake. So I'm gonna start checking around minute 35, maybe minute 40-ish, but I would imagine this is gonna take at least 45 to 50 minutes with how deep it is. Into the oven we go. While I wait for that to bake, I'm going to make an American buttercream. I want this cookie cake to look as festive as possible for this holiday party that I'm going to later. So I plan to pipe little wreaths around the cake so that it looks like one giant wreath, and I think it's gonna be gorgeous. So let's go ahead and get started with that. An American buttercream has just a few components. It's gonna feature butter, powdered sugar, vanilla extract, and a wee bit of salt. And sometimes you can add even like a heavy cream to it if you want to play around with the consistency. I like to use a 2-to-1 ratio for American buttercream, so I like to use 1 part butter to 2 parts sugar. So for every cup of butter that I have, I'm gonna have 2 cups of powdered sugar. That's how I get the perfect ratio, and that keeps me from having to use so much heavy cream or milk, because I'm gonna get the right texture almost every single time. I'll be quite honest with you, American buttercream is not my favorite to make, and generally when I'm making cakes, I'll use like a Swiss meringue buttercream, but we're going for sweet today. So I'm gonna go for a 1/4 cup of butter. And this will be the most important step of just letting this whip. You can go for 8 to 10 minutes, and you can go even longer than that. You just wanna make sure that you spend enough time really whipping up your butter that will make your icing all nice and fluffy before you add in the powdered sugar. So don't skip this step. If you have let the buttercream long enough, you will notice that the color will change. The butter will go from a yellow color to a faint white color, and the consistency will just look different. So don't be afraid to let it whip and keep going while you take a seat. Now, because I've added in almost a cup of butter, I'm gonna add in 2 cups of powdered sugar. So here's the first cup. In between that first cup and the second cup, we're gonna go ahead and add in the vanilla extract. I'm using about 1.5 teaspoons here. I am gonna add some color. I was going through my colors and I realized I don't have the Christmas green, and that's okay. I do have this juniper green, which will be a little bit darker than what I'm going for, but it'll be fine. The people at the party, they won't care. It's ready. Beautiful. Gosh, it's gorgeous. And this thing is massive. Dare break. Okay, I think I saved it. Perfection. Love it. I have a few things to decorate with. I'm gonna start off with the icing and then make my way to some M&ms and some gold glitter and some gold leaf. So let's get started. The chocolate has melted on the inside, and there's so much of it. This is all nice and gooey, and it's set around the edges, which is exactly what we want, but we want a soft set center. This would be perfect with some ice cream as well, but for right now, I'm going to enjoy it with some ice. That is so good. That is absolutely delicious. I can taste the peppermint, and I didn't have to use the peppermint extract. The chocolate was just enough. The brown butter is coming through, and it's the perfect texture. If you like this kind of content, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Take this to your next Christmas party. I love you lots like tater tots, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.